All right, guys, how's it going? Now, before I get into this video about what's in today's Spanish football dailies, I just want to let you know that I won't be hosting a live stream on here this afternoon. After all, I did say I would, but I won't. I have caved in. I tried to resist, but I have agreed to go and see my friends at 12 o'clock UK time, and I'm sure that'll pan out a bit during the day. I haven't seen them for a few months, and I really should go and see them. So I don't want to go out, but I'm going to go out. All right, so I'm just letting you know that. I don't know about this evening, if there'll be a stream or not. If there is, I'm sure it'll be like, hey, hey, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I just wanted to let you know, I'm very sorry about that. So I have been out on my scooter, and I bombed down to the garage, went to the cafe, had some coffee, 3 cups of coffee, while I digested the papers, and I brought back today's sport newspaper for you. That's from yesterday. Left the other two, AS and Marca. There was nothing really in there. In fact, Marca was did mention Liverpool, but it was talking about Real Madrid's, fixture at the weekend, having to change things up, got the Liverpool game in mind. It sounded like they were a little bit nervous, to be honest with you, the writing, the article, of facing Liverpool. And so it was just kind of like talking about their defensive crisis at right back, centre back. All eyes will be on right back at the weekend, it said, ahead of the Liverpool game. So yeah, that's all it really said, was just talking about the Liverpool game coming up. So it'll be interesting to see if they play any psychology, any bullshit through the media ahead of that game. I think they will, and I'll keep an eye on it for you. So there was nothing in any of the 3 Spanish football dailies that we pay attention to regarding Trent Alexander-Arnold today, okay? Now, yes, I'm making a video to tell you there was no news, right? But that's because certain journalists, the LFC clique journalists, want you to think that this is all going on and blah, blah, blah in Spain. I don't know if you've noticed, but since I started reviewing these newspapers again, for that reason, no one's making that claim. Have you noticed that? So, nothing for you to be concerned about in terms of reporting. I expect we will see something to do with Trent ahead of that Liverpool game. Now, in sport today, which is the pro Barcelona newspaper, if you like, I noticed this, and it's more. I'm showing you this more for your information, just a little bit of a warning, really. Now. Yes, we're talking about, this is talking about Liverpool needing, potentially a replacement for Mo Salah. And as you can see, Brian Mbeumo is there. And this article is all dedicated, excuse me, to Liverpool's interest in him. Now, what's interesting about this is all this article does is say what's been reported in England, all right? And they touch on a particular rag tabloid newspaper, which we won't be naming on here. Let's just say it's a newspaper that Liverpool fans don't buy. Now, that rag apparently yesterday suggested that Liverpool were interested in Mbeumo, and also said, but Liverpool would have to fight Newcastle to get him. Now, I did a quick Google search on, Google News regarding Brian Mbeumo, and the first thing that came up was the article from yesterday. So what they've done is obviously seen what's been claimed in England. They've added to their Inglaterra section there. You see that in the blue, which means England, and they're basically saying, "Oh, this is what's happening in England," and talking about Arne Slot having to look at replacing Mo Salah. But the article is basically citing and sourcing that newspaper in England. Now, the reason I'm making you aware of that, first of all, yeah, you should be paying attention to reporting concerning him. But the reason I'm telling you this is today you might see people saying, reports in Spain say, reports in Spain suggest. There are reports coming out of Spain that says Liverpool are moving for, etc., etc. But you now know that those reports in Spain are really just saying what's been reported in England. And I think that's important when you monitor Liverpool FC news, right? Because I know from my experience that journalists, Twitter twats, all these people, they like to use things like reports in Spain or reports originating from Italy. And they can even try and throw people off, because you could make a porky, couldn't you? You could tell a porky pie and say, yeah, the media in Spain today is reporting that. And most people are not going to go and look for that, or you just take it at face value, right? But you know you've got me here, right? Keeping an eye on this shit for you. And in every other fucking country in the world, I monitor everything for you guys, trust me, in real time. Not at this desk, but my other desk, as you know. Now, basically, what I'm trying to say to you here is, if you see on social media today, or you hear someone say, oh, you know, reports in Spain say, you now know, yeah, but I know where that's coming from, all right? So sometimes it just gives it a bit more strength. Do you know what I mean? Now, sometimes, you know, people might turn around and say, well, hang on, this is an English club, a player playing for another English club. Why would Spain know what's going on anyway? Well, because if a Spanish club was interested in that player, that's how it becomes important, because the Spanish club could be briefed, right? Could be told out, you know, by the agent or the holding club, Liverpool are interested, yeah? And that's why sometimes you might see a random story about Mo Salah or anyone to do with Liverpool being reported in another country. Obviously, if the player that's being reported about is from that country, you should always give it a little bit more of attention as well, because that could be, you know, let's say Mo Salah, there was something about Mo Salah and it was a report in an Egyptian newspaper, then you would obviously pay attention to it, right? So what I'm saying here is, don't dismiss things when you hear English club linked with player playing for another English club, but it's been reported in Spain. Do you know what I mean? Because is there a Spanish club interested? And if it was said Italy, does that mean that, you know, if Juventus were interested in a player Liverpool were interested in, they might have got some information. So don't dismiss things if it's from another country. Usually, that's just what I'm saying here. In this instance, this clearly says, it doesn't mention any Spanish clubs, but this clearly says, oh, we're just letting you know what's been written in England about Liverpool and Mo Salah, etc. Does that make sense? Have I made sense? I don't think I'm doing a very good job, am I? I feel very off form since I've come back from my little jolly. And I did a couple of videos yesterday. I think they were about Trent. And I really didn't like them. And I thought they were poor by me, to be honest with you. But you guys were saying in the comments, no, I understood it, don't got it, totally, thanks, interesting and all that. So maybe they are all right. Maybe this video is all right. So just to summarise, nothing in today's print media, in the publications that I would listen to, nothing in them concerning Trent Alexander-Arnold. So you know that now. If anyone comes out today and gives you a load of spiel about, oh yeah, in Spain they're saying this, that and the other, nothing in them today. The only bit is regarding Real Madrid's forthcoming game against Liverpool, and it sounds like they're in a bit of a flap, you know, regarding the defensive options for that game. Good time to play Real Madrid. So you would think, because they're in a bit of a crisis, because they're maybe feeling a bit like, oh, fucking hell, we're going to play Liverpool, now is a good time for them to try and throw something that would unsettle things. So be very, very careful in the approach to that game. You would expect it to be about Trent, but you never know. And I would expect it to come from Marca, of any of them. And the other thing, of course, was this heads up that if you hear that Liverpool are interested in Embuemo, and you're hearing that, oh, there's reports in Spain, you can say, yeah, but they're only reporting British reports, and I'm not sure I'd really want to pay attention to those. Do you know what I mean? I would listen out for stuff to do with him, by the way. You know, I'm not saying dismiss it. I would listen out to do with that particular rag. I have no idea what they've written. So, but yeah, I would listen out for Embuemo, and there's a couple of other players as well. Loic Bardet, which we've been talking about for a long time. Mamouche, whatever he's called. There's quite a few credible links. I said to you, didn't I, from around the third week of November onwards, traditionally, is when you start to see more credible reporting concerning transfers regarding Liverpool, because Liverpool tend to have like a January transfer summit, if you like. And it's now, what, the 21st, so we're bang on 3 weeks. So let's see what happens moving forward now, all right? I just want to say regarding the Loic Bardet one, we spoke about him many times on here, and we were speaking about him on here before, and on the members' website, of course, before it was picked up in the media. And if you remember, I ran something with you just after the transfer window closed, and said that, you know, I'd heard that Richard Hughes had been out to Seville, and didn't really understand why that would be. It was just after the window closed and everything. And then a month or so later, or a week or so later, I genuinely can't remember, I mentioned Loic Bardet, and you guys were like, don't remember Richard Hughes went out there. So I think you need to bear that in mind, because I just think I would watch that one. All right. So I really don't think I'm doing a very good job with my videos at the moment, to be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I do know that I have to be in the bar in 26 minutes, and I've got to get there as well. So, yes, I really could do without going today, but I'm going to go, fuck it. So, all right, guys, I feel like I'm letting you down with my vids at the moment. Just be careful if you see the mention of his name today. And, you know, the other thing as well is people might even leave out the bit that says reports in Spain today. They might just keep mentioning him, which will give it more juice, if you like. All right. So but don't dismiss it. All right. I think you know what I mean. I'm sorry if I'm fucking it up. I'm gonna go. All right. If you appreciate this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a beer, or a coffee for tomorrow morning, please hit the super thanks button, the love heart under the video. Right. I just feel like I'm not doing very good videos at the moment. Don't know why that is. Maybe they're all right. Maybe I'm just imagining it. I don't know. All right, guys. Sorry that I'm not doing a live stream this afternoon. Might do one tonight if I'm in a good mood. Let's see what happens. I don't want to go out and get absolutely fucking tanked. I know that. So, I don't know. I'll show up. See you in a bit.